What's up, guys? It's Brandon. Real quick, excuse my allergies. My allergies are acting up like crazy today. And I just drank a coffee, and a weird thing about me, coffee, I love it, but my stomach really does not love it. So a lot of times I get really, nauseated or gaggy type of thing after I drink it. So hopefully I can do this without gagging, because I don't have to remake the entire video. I know that's weird, but that's just me. Anyway, this video is going to be about how to be a bigger person. And I mean in like a fighting situation. So a little brief history about me. When I was younger, I never got into any criminal trouble. But I did get into fights a lot. I was always, at a very young age, from elementary school, once I hit about, I don't know, third, fourth grade, I was always picked on. Because I was really small. I was very quiet, a very shy person. I'm still a shy person. I really am. I'm not a very talkative person. I'm not extremely good in social situations, especially with larger groups of people. That's part of the reason why I make videos, because I can be open, when talking to the camera. But, yeah, so at an early young age, I was always picked on. And like I said, it was because I was small and I was very quiet. And, where I grew up, probably a lot of places, when you're quiet and you're smaller than everybody else, even though I was a grade ahead of everybody else, I went to kindergarten a year late. So, I was older than everybody by a year. Excuse me. And, so anyway, yeah, I would get picked on. And until about 6th grade, I just took it. I was upset all the time. I just took people's crap. And finally, I started learning martial arts. I was into martial arts at a very young age. Bruce Lee was my hero. I actually used to have tons of Bruce Lee posters and frames hanging up in my room. I don't have any of them anymore. They were down in our shed, and it flooded, and they all got ruined, with actually a bunch of other pictures. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but I could always get more. So yeah, I loved Bruce Lee. I'm one of the type of people that, you can watch it done, watch it on TV being done, and then I could imitate it. So I started learning, kung fu techniques. And then once I got a little bit older, once I was probably 9 or 10, I was learning all this as I was getting bullied and stuff like that. My aunt and uncle are huge into mixed martial arts, specifically UFC. And I am now today. I have been for years. But I started watching UFC. My very first UFC fight I saw was Don Fry and one of the Shamrocks. I can't remember who it was. And so it was amazing. I was in awe after I saw it. I was like, this is cool, and it's real. It's not like wrestling. And if you like wrestling, that's fine, but just know most of it's fake. It's acted out. Where mixed martial arts, UFC, Bellator, anything like that, they're actually it's as real as it gets. They're really punching each other, doing all that kind of stuff. So I had my uncle, who knew a lot about this stuff, start teaching me these things. So I started learning a lot of mixed martial arts, different chokeholds, different submissions, different boxing techniques, kickboxing techniques, all sorts of things. So once I hit about 6th grade, I was decent at some of these things. Like the very first choke I learned was the rear naked choke, and I got quite good at it. So this kid was picking on me, and his name was Scott. And he was a real jerk. I don't want to be a complete, I try to refrain from using profanity on this channel. But anyway, he was a real jerk. So he was pushing me. So I turned him around, and I put him in a rear naked choke as fast as I could. And I said, you mess with me again, I'm going to pound your face into the floor. And, he quit picking on me. So pretty much then, 7th and 8th grade, after 6th grade, I was in a Christian academy for 2 years, so there wasn't much bullying there. I was bullied by my cousin a little bit, but you can even ask him. We're cool now, but I roundhouse kicked him in the face, and he actually bled from the forehead a little bit, and tons of people saw it. It was pretty cool, but ever since then, he quit picking on me. But I don't see him very much because we're distant cousins, but we're cool now. He's a cool guy. He's really actually nice once you get to know him. But anyway, I'm getting off track. So I learned all this stuff, and by high school, when somebody would say something ignorant to me, I would just get like, I would look at them and I would get very violent. I had a very bad anger problem, and I still have an anger issue to this day. I'm actually on 2 different medications for anger, because I have a tendency to lose my temper very quickly. So like when somebody would say something ignorant to me, I would be like, I was very immature, and I would be like, what'd you say? Or I would start cussing them out, and I'd be like, do something, hit me and see where it gets you, because I mean, I'll knock your ass out, so. I got into quite a few fights as a kid, and I mean, I haven't been in a fight, other than recreational fights, for fun, but like, I haven't been in an actual real street fight in like 5 or 6 years, like, since I was like 17 or 18 years old. So, how I overcome that is like today I went into town, and this guy was completely riding my bumper, and I was getting increasingly just angered, and I was like, seriously? I just wanted to get out of the car at the stoplight, go back and pull him out and start hitting him in the face. But I've learned how to overcome things like that. Deep breathing helps a lot. Just, don't make yourself hyperventilate, but just practice deep breathing in your nose, out your mouth, in your nose, out your mouth. That also helps with meditation, but it's a really good thing to practice, because you don't want to be the kind of person, because nowadays, if you get into any sort of altercation, you'll get taken to jail. That's just how it is. I think it's ridiculous, and I also think it's ridiculous that everyone's using guns now. Like, I mean, someone cusses you out, they pull out a gun and blow your head off. That's ridiculous. What happened to the good old days where someone says something ignorant to you, you say something ignorant to them, you fight about it? I mean, that's the American way, if you ask me. It's not pull out a freaking pistol and blow their head off. And that's why, when I watch the news every day, I'm utterly flabbergasted by like all this violence and gun violence, and I'm a very, very high supporter in the Second Amendment. I owned a rifle for a long time. It was a .308. I ended up selling it, but I'm gonna get more, because for home defense, and I just like recreational shooting. Where I live, I'm able to do that. So I don't really have to go to a range or anything. But anyway, I'm disgusted by all this gun violence and things, and it's ridiculous. So anyway, how to overcome all this anger, like if someone really angers you and you just you have the urge to just hit them or do anything like that, just practice deep breathing. Take a martial arts class, because that teaches you discipline. I would recommend mixed martial arts, because that's going to be the most effective in a street fight, because like Kung Fu, Karate, Taekwondo on their own aren't very effective, because if you really look at it, actually watch the Joe Rogan Experience when he talks about these things. He makes very valid points about how traditional martial arts on their own aren't going to actually be very effective in a street fight, because you see all these movies like with Chuck Norris or Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme, where they'll just kick somebody and they'll fall over. That's not really going to happen unless the person is a complete novice, does not know how to fight. Most people can defend themselves to some degree, so that's not going to work. So you need other techniques. I mean, now say if you're karate, if you know karate, and then Muay Thai kickboxing and a little jiu-jitsu, that's going to be very effective as a combination, because you're well versed in that area, and if someone tries to take you to the ground, you know how to defend yourself on the ground. I'm really good on the ground, for instance. I'm good off my back from the guard position. One of my favorite things to do from the guard position is either a triangle or an omoplata. And I know this channel has nothing to do with martial arts. I'm just telling you a little personal information about myself. But just overcoming, if someone says something ignorant to you, just try to let it go in one ear and out the other. It's not worth going to jail over. It really isn't. We live in an age now to where, you punch somebody, they're going to be a little punk about it. They're going to call the cops, and then you're going to get arrested for assault and battery or whatever, depending on what you do to them. So, no to violence, no to bullying, but if you have to defend yourself, I say learn mixed martial arts. It's very effective. So I would just say that, but to overcome anger and people just being ignorant and annoying, just try to be very calm, deep breathing, and just try to let it go in one ear and out the other, because it's not worth it. It really isn't. So, I just want to make a video. This might be a little longer than I wanted to, and this is going to take forever to upload, but I just want to let you guys know about that, a little personal information about myself. If you're bullied, you know, learn how to fight back, because the thing about bullies is they usually only pick on people who won't fight for themselves. They're cowards. They usually have some issue going on at home that they can't deal with, so they take it out on other people to make themselves feel better about themselves. So, you know, if someone's bullying you, stand up for yourself. Stand your ground. Or if you see somebody getting bullied and they're not doing anything to help, you know, protect themselves, stand up for them. Don't let, I mean, cyberbullying is a huge problem. You know, you got all these bullying issues in schools now, and kids are cruel. They really are. I mean, I know from first-hand experience, kids were cruel to me until I hit high school. That's when I got kind of opened up socially, and I got more friends, you know, and things like that. So, yeah, but violence isn't the answer unless you're absolutely pushed to it. If you guys are interested in seeing any, like, self-defense techniques, I can, you know, just look it up on YouTube, or I can show you some. I just have to find a willing participant who will let me, you know, practice the moves on them. But I'm sure I can find somebody. But I'm no expert or anything, but I have been doing it for quite a long time, and it's, you know, there's very effective things you can do to defend yourself. But overcome, just deep breathing really helps. I kind of laughed at my doctor whenever he said practice deep breathing whenever I told him about my anger issues, but it really does help. Believe it or not. I mean, you might mock it and say, that's not going to help me. It really does. Trust me. I mean, if it meditate, and you know, meditation helps a lot. But I just want to encourage you guys, don't resort to violence unless literally someone's trying to hurt you. You know, try to, try to resolve the situation before it escalates. Because, you know, some people, especially in bigger cities, they'll pull out a gun and shoot you. You can't, I mean, you gotta be careful. It's a dangerous world we live in. I'm not saying go out and be afraid everywhere you go, but, you know, be cautious, always be aware. But anyway, this has been Brandon. I know this is kind of a little out of the ordinary video for this channel. It has nothing to do with astral projection or anything like that, but I just wanted to make this video because lately watching the news every day and seeing all these things just really kind of convicted me to talk about these things, because it's disgusting, some of the things that are happening every single day. Especially where I live. I live around St. Louis, not in St. Louis, but I'm pretty close to that area, and there's a lot of violence. A lot of violence. I mean, people are getting shot every day, and yeah, so it's dangerous. But anyway, this has been Brandon. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.